Well, back here in West Seattle, there's been tremendous action in our March Madness match play bracket here. We're down to the final 2 and 3 of our 4 divisions. To the far left, Matthew Lennox is looking to end a long journey to that first career title. He escaped his semifinal match, and that string ties up his title match going up against the 18 seed Layla Takia. She was the last bowler in the cut. She's run the table to get this far, including a front 9 276 performance in the last match. In the middle, right in front of us here, that's Jacob Miramontes. He won his first career title down in SoCal in February, looking to win his second, but so is Isaiah Seaman, who's been on some kind of roll up in the Northwest. He won at Rainbow last year, has done a lot of great things between now and then, including that 300 game at Firebird. Someone who's going to win their second career title there. Jacob's got to beat Isaiah by 9 to tie. They're bowling fast, as they tend to do at that age group. They're already in the 4th frame, and it's Jacob with a slight lead. To the right of all that is our U17 title match. It's ultra serious between you and Esther and Jairus Allo. All the time in bowling, bowlers make little side bets that the tournament may or may not even know about. They got a side bet going on over there. They decided to make it a match where they can use plastic, but then their opponent chooses the other strike ball, and I believe they're using each other's strike ball to make it even more special. You couldn't do that in the era of thumb in. In the era of 2 fingers, you can throw anybody's equipment just about, so it works out well, and Jairus might steal Ewan's ball if it carries that well. As with little to no pressure over there, they are already in the 5th frame, so we'll try and keep track of all that after a ton of great competition. The place stopped for about 5 minutes to watch Marshall Kent's title match as he finally got back to the winner's circle. Will Layla be able to stop Matthew from getting his first? She will trail by 9 after Lennox has started out front 3. Isaiah quickly at that corner pin, flattens it out nicely and covers it. Bowled well yesterday, bowled even better today. Scores were very high on the handicap side. They like this pattern a lot more. There are 3 bowlers plus 200 or better in qualifying, including Isaiah, the number 3 seed, Jacob, the number 1 seed, and Liam McDonald, the number 2 seed, who lost in the last match by just a couple pins to Isaiah. Liam needed all 3 in the 10th to tie Isaiah and got 2 and 8. My goodness. Jacob's been bowling with this for a while, but he's a stranger up here. They're like, who's this kid from Mexico? Dang. Perfect there in the 1-3. That's a 4-bagger for Miramontes. So Isaiah in trouble right now, but he's been in this spot before and recovered. We'll see if he can do another Houdini act here in the 10th. Ewan or Allo, I'm not sure which you'd call him, given the opposite bowler strike balls go on. Ewan lost the last match. Lennox in another close one. Matthew needed spare 7, and it looked for all the world like he was going to get spare 6. Something tripped out of the split that he left in the fill ball, and there he is playing for a title. No handicap wins, no scratch wins. Oh, so close in both. The biological clock is running on Lennox too. He needs to win one of these matches soon before he ages out. It's an extra little added bit of pressure for him to have. See what he can do about it. Couldn't do any better than that. Gets that light hit to carry it in the front 4. Isaiah's body language tells more than my narration ever could. Hang in there, buddy. Right now, Jacob's got a chance to put him away early here if he can make it 6-8. As Jairus' ball doesn't carry anything, even when Esther throws it. Meanwhile, Allo working on a 6-bagger over there. He from Nevada took a trip up north. Partially for Jairus' bowling, and partially for Papa Jordan's birthday over there. I think he's going to be late to Pike Place again for the 2nd straight day. He might need to rearrange. As Seaman quickly running out of time, even though Jason doesn't continue his string. Lennox wants to continue his string, and he does. Dead flush there for front 5. anyone's own trusty Sparrow has no problem. Giant thanks. Every time I turn around, Joe's not here.
Who?
Wherever Joe's at, Giant thanks. So there he is, popping up from his giant-ass monitor. We're all the hospitality and always doing a great job hosting our tour. We love coming here to West Seattle every year. Historic old center, built in the 50s. Still going very, very strong. 3 9 counts in a row for tequila. Tequila. I do that every once in a while. It's so easy to do. Especially when doing 10 things at once. Ah, there's the old "there it was" from Isaiah. Well, that's the face of a competitor right there. Second place is fantastic, but don't tell Isaiah that right now for about the next half hour. Give him time. We'll go buy him a root beer. Shake it off. He'll be fine. Second place feels like you finished 1,000th, when really you did a phenomenal job all day.
You did good.
A courtesy whiff from Jacob there. He could afford to miss that one. It's not gonna matter. See if Layla can get back in the carry. She can't. She looks at the lane like, oh, what had happened? And a courtesy strike from Isaiah. You know, you finish 3rd, 4th, 5th, you're like, all right, I gave it a good run. You finish 2nd, and it'll look like someone ran over your cat. There it is. Both these guys have been shooting 200s left and right all day long. Jacob had one more left in him. He's looking at least the 220s. And will be a 2-time JBT champ. 203 was the finishing score for Esther, but Esther's ball in the hands of Gyrosalo has a lot of strings in him. And he'll finish out with 245 and win the days. U17 in a truly heated battle between those two talented U17 balls. And now that the speed demons are over with, we can focus in on the scratch blowers taking a little bit more time. Doesn't matter, 225 is a solid game for the 2-time champ. Here's Lennox on front 5. And there. High fives all around. They brought the whole family up from SoCal. And this guy you're stationed at Bremerton? You were stationed at Lewis, right?
No, San Diego.
Didn't you tell me you were stationed at Lewis?
20 years ago.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about yesterday, sir. He's down in Naval Station, San Diego. He was stationed at Lewis, but it was only Lewis, not McCord, probably. Given the color of the beard. Back up to see the Northwest on a happy day for Miramontes and his clan.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew at the 10 pin gives a sarcastic high 10 to that. He had a little issues with his spare shooting earlier. Pops it out of the channel for good luck. So we can finally take a second and breathe here at the breakneck pace of the other two divisions. Matthew and Layla both take their time during the game, and we can actually talk about them instead of race through this webcast. As it stands, you see in the computer there, Lennox has a big lead. He's up by 47 with 4 frames to go. He's never been closer to JBT victory. Neither one with the scratch division title. Layla just getting started in scratch. Matthew's been at it for a while. Pretty ball there. Of all people, it's Eddie Strange rooting for Matt. Eddie gave Lennox one of the horror shows of his life last year in West Seattle in just a wacky match that Eddie somehow won last year. Did good this year too, and Eddie loves match play at West Seattle.
Yes.
Gave it a good run, making the top 8 this time. Looking to avenge those demons rapidly here. No matter what happens, Layla still has one more game to go. She will be taking on Mackenzie Clark, who's waited for a while. They both made the cut. In fact, they were last in and next to last in the main scratch cut. Layla here in the title match. Mackenzie lost earlier, so she's been getting a nice practice session courtesy of West Seattle, waiting for Layla to lose, which she has not had any interest in doing, but has to get striking now. Yes, ma'am. Layla, a junior in high school, she is being heavily recruited. If any of the girls' schooling colleges, she'll have her choice of a few. Well, big
Still
sophomore. That's
Still
it?
sophomore.
Yep.
I thought she was a junior.
No, she's only 15.
She's like 11 years old.
I know, right?
That's how I picture her. Big sister Giselle at
Ottawa.
I got that one right. There we go. Doing well out of little brother LJ, an up and comer on tour. Made the cut today, lost his match, and was not pleased about it. How did you lose that match?
I don't
Are you
know.
gonna be okay? You look better now. You look a little better than about an hour ago. All right, I'm getting the cold shoulder. You can't escape the camera. It doesn't work that way, LJ. I'm not editing a second of that.
It goes
Kidding me?
straight.
Layla, an excellent spare shooter. No problem at that 10, but spares are not what she's looking for right now. She's got a max of 212. Lennox just has to keep it in the building and end this journey for a title. If he does win, it will eliminate him from the list of I can't believe he or she doesn't have a title bowlers. There's a handful of them tour wide where you see them, you just physically watch them bowl. Oh, this guy's got 5 or 6 titles. And the answer is 0 for the next 8 minutes, barring a disaster. Speak of disaster, somehow he turned that into a 5-7. With some bizarre pin action there to create that. Well, it's makeable, number 1. Number B, number 2, he can afford it. B is not a number, Jeffrey. And if he gets 1 out here, he's at, what is that, 187 and needs 212 to lock it out. So he created the breathing room with that great start. Nonetheless, you want to, when you're a non-winner especially, you want to finish this thing off as quickly as you can. Oh, get a rub. Yeah! There you go. Rude pin action to leave it in the first place. He says, take that 5-7. A perfect conversion in the 8th frame, and that should salt things away right there. Layla's going to take it out on Mackenzie in about 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to get the girls match on camera, so I got to find Mackenzie here, make sure I get another little thing on camera. There it is. Deep breath out of the shoulders. I know he's trying to keep his routine, but he's got to know it on the inside. There you go. There, and it's the handshake in the night. He knows it's final lead.
10 years.
For Matthew, for the Lennox family. That's a hard-working family of all bowlers. The journey ends.
You're the most nervous.
So in case I don't get a lot of the girls' match on camera, what line are you planning to play?
Me? Oh.
Yes. Show us what line you're planning to play. There, that's what we were looking for. Did you draw out your line?
Where am I? don't know. Like right here.
You want to go right about there? That's
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome. It's like right on the lane. That's actual ink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your tat.
Yeah.
I love it. That's one of the cooler bowling tats. Right there. Score didn't matter here for Layla. It's a disappointing title match, but emphasize how great she did to get to this point. 270, the last match coming all the way from the 18th seed. And that first round was a 3-way match. So she really beat 3, 4, 5 bowlers internationally just to get to this point. And she's only a sophomore. She got an extra year of school in the last 2 minutes that I didn't know. So there you go. Just like Isaiah had the second place face, so does Taylor right now. As a competitor, you'd rather finish 950th than second. We all understand that, but that also means you kicked 40 other people's butt to get the right to finish that second. She'll be back. That is a guarantee. She'll be back in a few minutes, actually, but she'll be back in a scratch title match. Guaranteed. Sooner rather than later. It is a decade-long awaited victory lap. That's what a 5.7 is supposed to do when Matthew Lennox's ball hits there.
That has never happened. I barely knew
These are dedicated parents. It's about 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon. Very few of these people have less than an hour drive home, and they are still hanging out watching the theatrics of these talented kids. Attaboy, Matthew. He hits the line so well. We talk about it when first-time winners, get that first win. It sort of opens up the floodgates, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I know how to do this." And then they win a whole bunch. He's only got a couple more months left to do it. Let's see if he can peel off another win or two here in the coming days. How about 2:59, including that 5.10 to convert? Brand new, big smiling JBT champ. Good stuff. Girls match still to come.